Hello everybody and welcome to another video. So everyone, today I just kind of wanted to talk about how this year in general has gone, what I'm kind of planning for next year, and a few changes that are going to be coming in the next week or two before we go into 2024. So, first of all, generally this year I've felt like fairly good, I guess, about how much I've been posting, about what I've been posting, and I definitely want to go into next year putting a bit more effort into learning a bit more with editing, making thumbnails, all that kind of stuff. Really just working on and practicing getting better at those things. And I definitely want to try to be more consistent than I was in this last year, though this year has definitely been, I think, the most consistent I've been. But, I mean, that's still, especially near the end of the year this year, we've kind of, missed like 2 weeks here of like 2 weeks without a video and then another 2 weeks without a video. So, I do want to work on that, but it's just been really busy the last little bit, so that's also not completely my fault, I guess. But, yeah. As for 2024, I think definitely, like I said, be more consistent, working on my editing and my thumbnails and all that kind of stuff, but also just kind of what I want to kind of work on is obviously finishing up Colorful Realms Season 2, and then starting some new stuff per usual, though I think this year it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try not to do so many different things, because I think that's part of my issue with getting videos out on like a schedule, is that I have so many different things going on. Like I have one series here, another series there, and it's too much information to keep swapping back and forth between them all. So I think trying to keep it down to maybe like 2 main kind of series going on throughout the year, and then if we, like when Realmcraft ends, of course, or Colorful Realms even, at that point maybe we'll start a third, and then have, again, just 2 kind of going at the same time, and try to have those done by the end of the year, just as to not give myself too much kind of option for what to work on, and kind of make it easier to focus in on the videos that I'm working on and the videos I should be working on. As for the changes I mentioned, I've been thinking in the last few months, so fairly recently I guess, or more so focusing in on this thought, though it's come up in my head a few times in the last year or two, of am I happy with like my branding and everything that I've got going on, like channel-wise, I guess. And I've sort of decided that I want to change stuff around a little bit. And so I've been looking at changing the channel name, and kind of the general vibe should stay fairly similar, but the name, the banner, and just a few different things like that. Nothing huge, but just a few little things will be kind of changing over the next week or two as we kind of get closer to New Year's. I figured that now would be a good time because, as people say, new year, new me kind of thing. But also that it's just been like the last few months have been super crazy, not only working on videos and school and all that kind of stuff, but also working on getting this stuff set up. So I figured that having it happen in around now would just work a bit better, because it would give me time to kind of work on this stuff, as well as make sure I'm getting everything else done at a reasonable pace. So that's kind of what's going to be happening in the next week or two, or in the next little bit, I guess, depending on when this goes up. And I hope that you all don't have too much of an issue with this, though I'm sure most of you probably won't. But yeah. So obviously you might be wondering, like, what am I going to be changing it to? And so actually I think I'll do my best to pull an image up on screen right now, but I will be changing it to eventual games. So obviously games, very simple. We play games here. Probably do some other stuff next year as well. But that's the main thing right now. So I figured that works. And then originally I was kind of thinking, like, because a lot of YouTubers, especially like gaming YouTubers nowadays, usually they have their YouTube channel name, right? And there's usually a certain grouping of letters within their name, or a certain part of their name that you can pull out of that YouTube channel name, and that's what people refer to them as. And so I was kind of thinking of words that would work for that, and then I kind of just decided that I could just use my name. Because, I mean, my name's fairly common. So I was like, okay, well, let's find something that we can put that in. And there was a few different words that I kind of came up with fairly quickly. But the one that I went with, actually, when I first decided, like, this is going to be what it's going, like, this is where it's going, was eventual, or eventually. Which, realistically thinking about that, doesn't make sense now. So I have kind of come up with something that makes a little more sense, which I'll get to in a minute. But basically, you could kind of take the second E in eventual and swap it with an A, and that gives you eventual. Or if you take off the T-U-A-L at the end, gives you Evan, which is my name. So I figured that sort of worked, first of all, just for something for people to call me or refer to me as, that was a bit easier than typing out eventual games, or what my channel is now, obviously. And then I kind of thought, like, T-U-A-L, what else ends in that kind of sound? And actually virtual does. And virtual as in, like, whether it be specifically virtual reality, which I've never done on this channel, or just virtual as in, like, virtual, like, games are virtual. So I thought that sort of made sense a little bit more than eventual being the word. And so I kind of decided that was, I guess, the context of how I came up with the name that I'm going with. And I think that's about it, honestly. Not really much more to say there. But so, as I said, these changes will come probably before the end of the year, hopefully, if I can get everything set up. And I really hope that you all don't mind too much. I don't figure you will. It's not like I'm changing too much. But yeah, super excited to go into this change and go into next year with, a bit of a fresh start, other than, obviously, as I said before, Colorful Realms, we still need to finish up. But I really appreciate that you've all joined me for this roller coaster that we've gone through so far. And I hope that you all stick around. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the new year. Goodbye, everyone!